friend, if weekly planning feels like a time-consuming hassle, trust me, you are not alone. That's exactly how it used to feel for me. But today, I'm sharing a simple 3-step routine that makes planning my weeks fast, easy, and way more enjoyable. Whether you're using a digital planner or something else, these steps will save you so much time while keeping you organized. So let's get into this video so you can get your week planned out in no time and without the stress. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You're a real one and you already know I appreciate you. If you're new here, welcome. I'm GMerie, a millennial digital planner and zero-based budgeter. I'm in the process of learning to navigate my 40s with purpose, using digital planning and smart budgeting to become totally debt-free before I turn 50. If any of this sounds like your vibe, I invite you to join me on my journey where I share tips and real-life experiences on how I'm taking control of my finances, managing my money with intention, and planning for a future of freedom and fulfillment. Okay, y'all ready to get into this video? Let's get planning. So hopefully by now you're already in a comfortable spot with a nice drink in your hand and your planner of choice open so you can follow along and plan this week with me. So step number one, the first thing that I like to do when I sit down for my weekly planning routine is I like to review the previous week. We'll go to week 37. So this is last week's spread. So I will just go ahead and see what's still a priority that I can then take into the current week with me that still needs to be done. I do see there are a couple of open spots that didn't get done. So these are a few errands that I need to run for my dad. I'll jot those down, take note. Now what I like to do is I like to make sure during this review process that we are going to go to the weekly review sheet. Any planner that I have, I like to make sure that it has some type of weekly review so I can review the week, go over and ask myself a couple of questions, prompt myself just to make sure that I am being on top of things. Like favorite questions that I like to ask myself are what went well, what could have been better, and this is also a time that I'll do some journaling and catch up on filling in my habit trackers. So this sheet right here, for the sake of time, I will, complete this off of camera. So that is step one, review your week. You always want to make sure that you take the time to review the previous week so you can be more prepared for your upcoming week. Okay, so step number two is clarity. This is where I'll now go to the current week and just review that week on my monthly spread to see if there's any doctor's appointments, birthdays, planned events, school half-a-days, anything that I need to make sure, that I need to review to make sure that it gets put onto the weekly spread. So as you see for this current week, I do have a full Monday, and then Zion has a half a day on Wednesday, and then after school program on Friday. So those are things that I need to make sure that put onto my weekly spread. And then also, this is a time to go back and I would just review my monthly goals just to see what's still a priority and what still needs to be done. And then I would create some action steps for that goal in the new week. During this step, this is where I would clear my mind, pretty much just do a brain dump of all tasks. So anything that needs to be done will go onto the master to-do list. And then from there, I will pull from the master to-do list, prioritize what needs to be done for that week. I'll pull a couple off of that and put it on that current weekly spread. And also with clarity, I want to make sure that I take time to figure out what I'm going to do this week to refill my cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I want to make sure that I take the time to figure out how am I going to get some self-care in this week. This will be the time during the planning routine where I'll take the time to figure that out. I have a couple of tasks that still need to be completed. So I'll probably pull one or two, bring it into this week, and then create some action steps to make sure that they get done. Okay, and now we're going to go on to step number 3, which is the best part, the planning part. So now we're going to take everything that we just did and start planning the current week. So now we're going to go into the weekly spread. So we're going to go back to my month. Okay, so once I'm done prioritizing the tasks from my master to-do list, I then bring over the tasks, add my events and stuff to the particular day of the week on my weekly spread. So now this is where now that you have the tasks on your weekly spread, if you use a daily spread, you can then schedule in time blocks for, each day of the week where you want to complete that task. Give yourself, a nice window with a buffer to complete the task. So, and I also like to do, if I have a whole bunch of little tasks, I would just group them into 1 to 2 hour time blocks just to knock them out. This is my bread. This is the completed weekly spread. And as you may see, my week is nothing really major going on, but that can always change. I'll make sure that I reinforce routines and habits as well. Like I'll schedule times or days for habitual routines, such as like a morning, evening routine, meditation, walking. For me, it's walking and skincare routine. I do my skincare routine daily, but I also did plug in my days that I wanted to make sure that I got some walking in. My goal for the week is 3 days, but I did plug it in 4 days just to give myself a buffer day just in case. Now we're just going to recap. The 3 simple steps that I follow whenever I do my weekly planning session is I review the previous week, see what my wins are, see what needs to get pulled over into the new week, see how I can make the new week better. So that review is very important. Then I go on to getting clarity, and clarity is where I go over the current week, see what dates, events, or appointments that I may have, and put them onto my weekly spread. And this is when I'll also clear my mind by doing a brain dump. And I also decide here how I'm going to fill my cup for the current week. For me, it's my skincare routine and also walking. And then step 3 is plan. So I make sure that I prioritize and pull a couple of tasks off of my master task list. And I schedule in time blocks or put the tasks on specific days. And I also make sure to take time to reinforce my routines. So hopefully I was not all over the place and you were able to follow along. And that is the end of this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll definitely get back to you. If you found this video helpful and you'd like to see more content from me, go ahead and do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you'll never miss an upload. Okay, so that's it, ladies. 3 simple steps. If you want some more planning inspiration and tips, go ahead and click on this playlist right here.